Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Creating Things Together. I'm Christina, this is James.
Hi.
We are a lovely married couple who love each other so freaking much. Don't we, James?
We love each other so much. Together forever.
Okay.
A beautiful union.
There we go.
A bond.
Okay. A bond that no one can separate except for an airplane. So, this episode... Does that make any sense?
Oh, because you flew?
Yeah, because I flew away.
The only thing that can separate us is an airplane.
Okay, so we post these episodes once a week, every Monday, every freaking Monday, guys. And if you are new around here, feel free to subscribe, because if you like to listen to things about creativity and listen to us ramble and slightly argue,
This is not the place.
This is the exact place. Clearly, we agree on so much. So the reason that I say the only thing that can separate us is an airplane is, if you haven't listened to previous episodes, I left for Florida and now I'm back. If you're watching the video version of this, which you could find on YouTube, because where else does video live? I'm so tan and it's so good. Man, my skin just needed...
Every time you go to Miami, you become a golden brown. There's an episode of SpongeBob.
Okay,
where he gets a tan or something, or he like gets dipped in some sort of sauce and like stuck on a fryer. I forget what happened, but
what happened to
he
me?
turned into like a golden SpongeBob.
okay.
I cannot remember what it is.
I look like a golden sponge.
But you look like that episode whenever you come back from Miami.
You have such a way with words.
Thank you.
So yeah, I went to Florida. James stayed here in Salt Lake City. I left him in the cold. I just needed to be on salt water. And also another reason for this, this whole creative separation, which sounds way worse than it actually is, kind of unfolded as it was happening, and we were discovering why this was a good idea. Initially, I just wanted to go to Florida because I needed to get some salt water in my system.
Right.
And then as we were leading up to it, the day, because I booked the ticket like a couple days before.
Right. It's very sporadic.
Yeah. As we were leading up to it, I was like executing and hustling and just getting all of it done. Mm-hmm. And then as I was there, I was realizing, wow, this is really a good creative, like there's so much that I want to cover in this episode, but that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Why I left and what it did for our physical, mental souls.
Mm-hmm. And so there were two sides of this coin.
Side A and side B.
The side B, there was side A, which was your side, which had a palm tree on it. Yeah. And that was you being gone in Miami.
With coconuts.
And family. Mm-hmm. Which her family are actually coconuts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of dramatic whenever.
It's actually a very quiet dinner.
Coconut oil is in every dish, which is kind of disgusting. Because,
really?
Yeah. Because I'm eating my family. I don't know,
You're
James.
eating your family?
James, the joke is falling apart.
Jesus, Christina.
Just go to side B.
Side B is just snow. It's just covered in snow. And that was my side. And that was me getting alone time here. Mm-hmm. And whenever you leave, I have 2 weeks of alone time, but also heads down, just focused work. I naturally go into this highly focused state, and I'm able to reconnect with myself, which it sounds super intense, and
we basically drain
I went into some Amazon rainforest, but it's similar. My head opens up whenever I get a lot of alone time, whenever I'm alone for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. And so that was my side. He
becomes like a graphic designer or like a musician.
And then halfway through,
I've got a new passion.
Halfway through, you call me on the phone, and then I'm like, I want to code an app, or I
just go,
I'm doing something completely new. So that was so wonderful for me, and it just helped me reconnect with certain important elements of my life that I know that I have to stay connected to. It helped me to have a lot of really deep planning sessions. I think that some things in life, as you're planning them, they take 2 weeks to kind of come out of you.
Like a good long poop.
You have such a way with words, Christina.
No problem.
How powerful your vocabulary.
Yep.
You have such an exquisite Oh crap! What is it?
I don't know.
Exquisite
Okay.
hermeneutics. No.
What?
Vocabulary.
Thank you.
What does hermeneutics mean?
I don't know.
That's a word though, right?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound like a word.
Yeah, it's a word.
Okay. It might have something to do with plants. Herbology. Anyway, so that happens for James, and the same thing happens for me. I think we genuinely drain the life out of each other, but it's good. It's fun. Just like how kids drain the life out of their parents, and it's like they're still fulfilling. Mm-hmm. I think we do that for each other.
We're two best friends, and I think every best friend, even the bestest of friends, have times where they need to separate from each other because they'll become the same person in a bad way.
We need to come up with a different word for it. Separation sounds like negative. Sabbatical. Creative sabbatical. Separabatical. I think I just had a stroke. Okay, so
live on air.
All right, great guys.
Man, this is gonna go viral.
Oh,
just chop this out.
Audio viral. Audio viral.
Chris, girl has a stroke live on national television podcast.
Okay, so one of the most...
I had a stroke too. This is going double viral.
Oh, great. So me leaving was super healthy for me. And like I said, it kind of unfolded as the trip went on. One of the biggest things right off the bat was, crap, now I have to film all these videos by myself. And now it's all up to me. And I think I did good. I didn't do great, but I did good. I did dang good, which was really cool. I think I filmed like 3 or 4 videos in 2 weeks' time. I spent a lot of time with family, and I still actually have to edit those videos because I haven't done that yet. But so that was one of my big challenges.
That's fine. You can do that here. You don't need Miami to do that, but you needed Miami to shoot the videos in Miami.
There we go.
Can't shoot a Miami video without Miami.
You can't. Well, you can with the green screen, but that was really important for me to kind of
George Lucas did it.
Kind of have this creative independence away from James and not be so needing. I don't need to suck on his teat of creativity. That was just too much.
As I enjoy that.
Okay, calm down. So relying on James so much can be somewhat of a crutch for myself. And are the videos as good as they could have been? Probably not. But I did it, and that's all that freaking matters.
Yeah, you made a video, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing, there's so many good parts about not having you around. And I hope you know that.
Likewise.
Yeah, like, we get it. And I think that's actually a testament to the hashtag relationship status, because I feel totally confident just leaving you. Like, go away. I'll be over here. You do your thing, and I think we'll crush it. We are more productive without each other. And then I think we are. I think we're more productive, at least I was, without each other. And then we get to come back together after 2 weeks. And then after a couple of days getting back into the rhythm of things, we get to like reset and crush it. But that's not what my point was going to be.
Okay.
My point was going to be that being kind of on my own solo traveler, if you may, it allowed me to reset my days.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
Same here.
But I want to be a morning person. And
I think that's the thing we shared about this trip was it was a reset for us.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It was like building from the ground up.
I think that was super powerful in the sense of I'm not... Like, James has nothing to do with how successful my day is. Sometimes we can almost make each other have bad days because it's like, I need you to film this podcast with me and you have other things to do. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but this kind of takes precedence, and vice versa. You need to go on a photo walk, but I need you to shoot this video. And we can kind of be each other's, oh my gosh, we can be each other's Achilles heel.
Ooh.
And
I see why you made that.
Yeah, you see, I got my words, my words twisted.
You zigged when you should have zagged.
Zigged when I should have zagged. So I think that that was so good. Just being able to reset and like not even pay attention to you. And honestly, I want to take part of that. I feel like I'm just saying everything in the first 10 minutes of the podcast. I'm just excited. Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. So I want to take that and bring it here. I haven't done that quite yet. My first couple days back, they're rough.
What are you waiting for?
Well, I'm using jet lag as an excuse. But I mean, yesterday we had a ton of errands to run and all of that stuff. Today was a pretty okay day, but like Monday, James, I don't know if you know this, but we're waking up at 5:45.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be serious. I feel like I hacked
Did
time.
you mean to say that you're waking up at 5:45? I like 6.
Well,
maybe not 5:45.
Well, 5:45 is like
Christina,
you roll out of bed and
I'm not a crab fisherman, okay?
Okay.
Like, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, you're not a crab fisherman. No, but I want to wake up like early. I feel like I broke time. I hacked time.
When you were there.
Yeah.
Because of the time difference.
Yeah, whenever I'm here, it's like, oh my gosh, I wish it was 1 o'clock when it's actually 3 o'clock. But guys, if you just wake up early.
Can I tell you how I broke time while you were gone?
What did you do?
So I realized that it was around the end of day 1, I suppose. I realized I have finished everything I have to do today, and I have nothing else to do, and I have a lot of time before I go to bed. There's all this evening time with nothing there. It's usually filled with you and me sitting down watching some YouTube videos, spending time with one another.
Mindlessly spend time together.
And not so intentionally spending time together, right? That's another conversation. That's problematic.
How efficient is that? We want to be so efficient in everything. So it's like, don't spend time together unless you're really spending time together. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue your thought.
So I learned that not having you here frees up my schedule tremendously.
You're welcome.
And so that's part of what we were speaking to a second ago, this whole reset idea. It's like the day after you left, I woke up the next day and I was able to make whatever day I wanted to make. And so it allowed me to have a full reset of my schedule. That was great. And also I knew that I had a limited time to do it. So it created this expediency within me to make sure that I focused, I got things done. I got enough done. I got the things done that I specifically wanted to get done within that 2-week period. I actually made a note for my goals for the next 2 weeks. So I knew I had a deadline before you came back. And it's good to have times in life where there is a beginning, a middle, and an end. One of the things that screws us up in life is there's the middle, and then there's just more middle, and then
there's so much middle.
There's a lot of middle, and then you die, right?
The end.
So you need to have times where it's just highly focused. You're trying to hack your brain at all times if you're trying to be a creator and trying to be efficient as a creator.
I think it's so funny that we're saying these things as if it's new, but everybody does it. But we just discovered it. It's like, guys, if you wake up early and you structure your day and you're focused, then you can get stuff done.
Yeah.
And people are listening like, these freaking idiots. And they go off to the next podcast.
But what I love is it's a different context. Those people have a different context than us. And then we have a different, like those words, we could have said them 2 months ago and it has a completely different context than what I'm saying now. So that's powerful. But I ended up going to bed earlier just because I was just bored.
You don't have anything to do.
I didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, I guess I'll go to bed and wake up tomorrow, because my energy to focus hard and create and that sort of thing, it's gone by 10 o'clock. I mean,
as it should. Yeah.
I'm ready to go to sleep at that point, wake up the next day, restart, kick it in the face. So now, however, I did start integrating evening Starbucks sessions, just like an hour or two at a Starbucks in the evening has been tremendously helpful to me, because I've seen that.
Whereas today, that's going to end up being an evening walk after dinner. So it's like relationships do kind of, there are a bit of a burden.
You have to balance those things. And then, of course, I have to make sure I'm spending time with you. I can't just every single night go to Starbucks for 2 hours after a long day of us both working and not talking to each other at all. You know what I mean?
You got really animated there, James. Yeah. I know exactly.
I pretended I ran out of breath, but I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that some kind of thing that you learned as like a communication
No, it's
method?
just funny when I hear like radio personalities or TV personalities.
What is the radio?
Speak too much. there's a museum up the road, and we'll
museum.
We'll go look at old radio things.
Microphones.
What was I saying?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Anyway,
I'm just kidding.
That's how I hacked time, was to be able to go to sleep earlier and wake up a little bit earlier.
You just slept the entire time, be honest.
No, I just, everything felt relaxed and flowing. And it was because the social element of us interacting with each other, that takes a lot out of me. And it takes a lot out of me because we talk a lot about how we hate each other and that sort of thing. But,
because we do.
But it really, the reason it takes a lot out of me to have a constant social interaction with you, have the constant social interactions with you that we have on a daily basis, is because I care so much about our interactions. And also because I'm an introvert. So every social interaction is highly important to me, and it drains me. So that getting rid of that dimension for a little bit helped me to recalibrate my brain.
Well, one of the things that kind of came to my mind while I was there as another benefit of us being apart, creative sabbatical, was I get to be selfish. I can do whatever I want. I don't need to know what James's schedule is. I don't care. I get to talk to him about it at the end of the day. Yeah. But like, you had nothing to do with my projection for the day, and vice versa. And I think that's another reason why we were able to be more effective individually, what the task is now, because I like going to Florida and everything, but my favorite thing to do is travel with you. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's nice.
Sweet.
It's because I'm an extrovert and I need a friend. You're just convenient.
It is very sweet to me that you like to just have my presence with you. Like if you're doing a thing, you just kind of like to have me there with you, even if I don't provide some sort of specific type of value. You just prefer to have me around. I think that's so nice.
Yeah. Fun quick story. Last year I went on a desert camping adventure by myself, and it was going to just be weird being by myself. So I took Cooper that way. I had like another...
Wait, you went by yourself? Are you talking about when you went to hang out with
in
Katie
the desert?
And them?
Yeah. I went with Cooper.
So you had people, but it was just not together.
But my point is I needed to have another thing with me in the car so I don't fall asleep. Anyway, so yeah, my favorite thing to do is to travel with you and just have you nearby. But it was really nice just to be selfish and just to focus on myself. And I think that was the same for you. I think this is definitely...
Did you see my emotional response for that?
You coughed?
No, when you said that, I was like, yes.
Oh.
Because that was an interesting point. Because I, like the first...
And I'm glad...
first full day, like I sat down and watched Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I was just... It was just like, I have no... It felt too good to be true. It was just kind of like...
She's gone.
This is good. This is great. You know, and I now, if you were dead, that would not be what would happen. It would not be like, finally I get to watch Black Hawk Down anytime I want in the evening and make meals that are just scrapped together for fun, and I'll eat, you know, as long as it tastes good, I'll put it in my mouth and that sort of thing. I would just be crying.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely good that I'm not dead and that you're not dead, because that would have been a sad way to have a creative separation.
Yes.
This would have been a long creative separation.
And this would have been a very quiet podcast too. I just would have been sitting here sobbing.
Oh my gosh.
Because like the plane crashed, right? And
James, this is getting...
And the mic would be sitting there and you're not there. And I just would be like...
This is so dark. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't...
But that would be hilarious. The visual is hilarious, but not reality.
Okay. So if you guys don't know us very well, we are some of the darkest people you may ever meet.
Dark sense of humor.
We hung out in New York last year, and
sometimes I worry that we like worry people with our humor.
I think we do sometimes, but I think like our friends get it. Like,
I hope so.
They describe us as like super dark humans, which is amazing. Anyway, we're dark with just a little bit of light. And that's because the window's open. Anyway, so being able to be selfish was super good. It helped me reset everything. And like, I mean, I went up for a sunrise photo mission. I ran 6 miles. Why the hell did I run 6 miles?
That's ridiculous.
I felt like a superhuman.
He FaceTimed me on the beach and you're like, I just ran 6 miles. I was like, it's quite a trek.
Never in my life have I ever wanted to run 6 miles, but I live in a higher elevation here in Salt Lake City, and
if
Florida.
I lived on a beach, I might start running 6 miles.
Florida is below sea level, so
because I love beaches in the morning. You like beaches in like midday?
That was a joke.
I'm sorry.
That you didn't get.
Say it again.
I forget. I said, I live in a higher elevation, and Florida is below sea level. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, crowd. Everyone, thank you so much for all of your deep attention. Anyway, no. Sunrise Beach mission was amazing. Took a 360 GoPro out. Still have to play around with that footage. But it just felt so good to do things by myself. I went to brunch by myself. And all I could think about was James. I was like, gosh, he would really like this toast. The toast was so good.
Yeah.
And
they have gluten-free toast?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it wasn't even an extra charge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think they're
good.
actually like an international chain. So we'll have to see if there's one.
It's funny how in America, when we take ingredients out of things, we ask for more money for that item.
Yeah.
How strange.
Very strange. Everything always ends up dietary. Because, that's where things go, in your stomach. You go on a run on the beach, ends up in your stomach.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about really quick all the crap that was on the beach too? Like was
there a lot of crap on the beach?
Yeah. Like there was so much plastic. Guys, save the tea turtles.
Save the tea turtles.
Save the tea turtles. Okay, so what did we learn? What was a good solid takeaway? One thing from you, go. Nothing. Okay. So, one thing that I learned, I'll let you think about that. I think it's so important to do things that make you uncomfortable. Traveling by myself makes me uncomfortable. What would make me more uncomfortable is being in Salt Lake by myself. So I'm glad that I let you do that one. But I think it's important to do things that make you uncomfortable. Number one, because it's a way to make you level up in life. Waking up early, that's uncomfortable. Going for runs on the beach, semi-uncomfortable.
And it's also, I think that the part that makes that work so well, whenever you're in a place where you're taking care of yourself, is you kind of go, I only have a limited time to be in this mode, and I have absolutely no reason not to wake up early.
Yeah.
Like, I know I want to do this. I have no reason. Whereas on normal days, there's this general
I could try again tomorrow.
Mundaneness of I could try again tomorrow, or I have things to do with the other person, and it just like I don't feel like I don't know what all dynamics go into making that feel so different when you're alone and when you are on a trip.
I think it's all a mental game.
I think it's enthusiasm too. Like that's
mental,
right?
Enthusiasm, like you have control over that. Like I have control over what time I wake up. And another thing that I've learned, I've been comparing. Okay, what was I doing last week that I'm not doing this week necessarily? One of the things was just the time that I spend looking at my phone. I just mindlessly scroll. But when I'm in Florida, I don't have time to do that. I've got things to do. I'm only here for 2 weeks.
And the general feeling for whatever reason whenever you're traveling is like, why would I scroll?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and scroll on my phone while I'm in, I'm in the place that I've traveled to.
Right.
I'm here for a reason.
Right.
I'm not just going to sit down and can't wait to go to Miami and get on social media for 4 hours straight and scroll for no reason.
So the question that you have to present to yourself is, how do you create a life that isn't dependent on just mindless scrolling? How do you create a life that you spark that enthusiasm and that your mental is what's driving your day to day? And that's one of my biggest takeaways, was just obviously do the things that make you uncomfortable. But when you do things that make you uncomfortable, you level up. And then what's the thing in Mario? It's like you step on a mushroom and you go boink.
Oh yeah, I don't know. You turn
like
into a bigger Mario, but I I guess you just level up. I don't know what that term is. I didn't play a lot of Mario.
So
sorry.
Yeah, you're good. How was it in Halo? Do you ever level up in Halo, or do you just die?
You get an overshield where your shield gets an extra shield.
Gaming, am I right?
But you don't really... I don't think you level up. I can't think of a way that you necessarily level up unless you get a new weapon.
Okay, so
Shotgun was pretty hardcore against certain opponents. Okay. So that was kind of a level up.
Okay, so that fell through the cracks.
No,
anyway,
Mario's
level up.
Great.
Mario, boing. You want to...
Just don't ever mention Halo again.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My apologies. So yeah, I think doing the things that make you uncomfortable pushes you to that next level. And then once you hit that level, you go, okay, I did all of these things in this one day. Mm-hmm. Why can't I do that tomorrow? There's no reason that I shouldn't do that tomorrow because I know that I'm capable of it.
And I did it. I literally just did it.
Yeah.
So why would I not get up tomorrow and do it again? Momentum. Momentous momentum.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Momentum. Ready?
1, 2. Momentum. How did I know that you were gonna go high?
And you went higher. I was okay.
All right. Great.
That was useless.
Goodbye.
I think I was reminded of things more than I learned.
Well, aren't you better than me?
No.
What were you reminded of, James?
I was reminded of how important certain structures are in my life. Mm-hmm. So how important it is to...
houses.
Those are important. How important it is to go on photo walks, because I had this extra time to work in a photo walk, and also I just thought I'm having this issue with getting outside because I'm working inside, which is always our issue. And I think
summer, winter kind of took a toll on us.
But I decided, for whatever set of reasons, I decided I need to get out on a photo walk and use that as the way for me to get outside more and get that side of me fed.
Do you know how happy it made me to see you go on a photo walk again? It's been a minute since you've been on a photo walk.
It makes me so happy, and there's something so interesting about a photo walk. It's an activity where you don't know if anything good is going to come out of it at all. You're hoping for serendipity, and you're hoping for the best, and it's not about money. It's not directly about
it's just a hobby.
It's a passionate hobby for me, and it's the love for doing it is in the act itself, and it's not in the final product, even though it is in the final product, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And so it's just something that I enjoy doing, wandering around looking for photos, and
you have so much patience. I couldn't, I've tried going on a photo walk by myself, and I was like, screw this.
Whenever we've spoken about going together, I'm like, I don't know if you would like I stand in one spot and look at a certain part of a ski slope for 10 to 15 minutes waiting for the right person to come by. I just stand there. I might pick up my phone, look through Instagram, but I just stand there, and I feel like you would be like,
hey, so can we go to another spot now?
Can we go to another spot?
So what's the deal?
So I was reminded that was important. I was reminded that getting out of the house and going to Starbucks on a routine basis to have planning sessions, intentional planning sessions for myself, was incredibly important. That if I'm going to do anything in life towards a goal that matters, I need to first constantly be reestablishing that goal, and I need to be constantly making a refined plan to get to that goal. I get disconnected from my goals on a daily basis. I don't know if you feel you do this, and I'd be interested to hear your thoughts from your perspective. I have and the reason I say this is because you're very ambitious and goal oriented. I'm less goal oriented and more process oriented, right? So
which we complement each other very well.
We do. So I forget what my goals are a lot of times, and I go, what am I even doing? What am I trying to be up to? And so me sitting down and creating a time for nothing but opening the notepad, making bullet points, listing out my life on a piece of paper, redefining everything that's disorganized over and over and over, that sort of thing. That time in the evening, preparing for the next day, all of that was super helpful for me. And it was a reminder that was important. It was a reminder that I maybe need to go to some Starbucks without you sometimes, which I did yesterday. And that was really nice. It helped me open up my head a little bit for the next day.
Yeah.
So that's we're just together always.
What was your question? Because you said you're curious if I do something.
I'm curious if you get disconnected from your goals.
No.
You're just always goals.
I know exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Now, what I wonder what that is. Distracted what I get distracted from is the process.
That's so weird.
It's like
we're polar opposites.
Yeah.
Once again.
So yeah, we're the complete opposite in that regard.
Yeah.
Because like I know, for example, this box over there, now that we have to shoot a video. The end. The goal is to get a video done.
About that box.
What am I doing with the box? How are we going to do that? And that's why
Is that why you have to pull me into that so often?
Well, yeah, I use you as like my director of photography.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the producer extraordinaire, director. And I just say, James, I need an interesting, for example, great example. Hold on, pause. Say something really quick after burp.
I like
Thank you.
legs.
You've got great legs and an amazing heart. So
you have to make the heart the less important thing. So it's like she's got fantastic legs and a good heart.
Yeah, really okay. She's personality wise
and a decent heart.
She's okay. So, what was I going to say? Okay, this was what I was going to say.
Yeah, goals.
Box, yeah, more tangible because I can't really talk about the box right now. But this GoPro. I have like the entire video laid out. I have to edit it and learn how to edit 360 footage, which is going to be a hassle, I feel like. But what part of that video that I need to do is more of like a top-down, really creative kind of unboxing style, maybe with like a seamless looking thing. And I have no idea how to do that. I don't want it just to be white because I feel like white is just boring, but it can be white if we need it to be because I don't want to go out and buy stuff and I don't want to buy seamless because then it would be like I'm ripping off people. But maybe we can get like maybe we can do like a light thing, right?
A light thing. Whoa.
Like
you mean like white and bounce the lights off the white?
I don't know.
That's because that could be fun.
That's what you're here for.
Okay.
I just come up with these big ideas and I just want to do like this cool top-down unboxing thing. About that, I just want to do like that's what I want to do for this part of the video. I don't know how to do it.
So I think I need to embrace that more.
What?
To love you better and to love
I wasn't talking about loving
us
me.
better. I need to embrace your big ideas and being excited and enthusiastic to help you accomplish those big ideas. You always
just seem so exhausted when I come up with them.
And the reason why I struggle is because for me, it's about finding something that really works and doing it over and over.
And I want to do a different thing every time.
And yours is always pushing the boundary. I'm just trying to figure out how to make myself. It's mastery. I'm after mastery.
And I just want to do everything.
You're after progression.
I always want the next thing. And I think this specific thing, which we need to actually have a conversation about scheduling when we're going to do it and actually do it at the time that we say we're going to do it. But I'm excited about this one shot because I've seen other people do it. So it's not ripping off other people because everybody's done it before, but it's the first time that we're going to do it. So I'm excited and I want to try it. And I think it's going to add another dynamic to it. That's why you weren't
I need to listen to you say this more because I get excited about your excitement.
Yeah.
And
because usually you just seem exhausted and you're like, oh God, I don't know how this one's going to turn out.
With you leaving, because I want to mention this why it's on my mind. Another thing with you leaving is literally the evening you were coming back, I started getting really excited to see you again.
High five for loving each other.
And I just felt this like warmth in me of like of how much I just love you and appreciate you. And I got excited about just the person you, like your presence, right?
Mm-hmm. And I
love that
talking
feeling.
to you in the airport, just so tired.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to come home.
I love that feeling that I had. And so we just sat down and I was just happy to be with you and I was just focusing on you, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I lose on a daily basis. I'll forget to remember that.
Yeah.
That I'm excited for you and who you are and the goals you have. I want to do that more in my mind. I want to engage with that more because you being excited, like in you right now.
I have an idea. Wait, can I say my idea?
But hold on.
Oh, dang it.
And if you're just listening, how much I like you're so wonderful and hilarious.
If you guys are listening to this, I'm closing my eyes so I can remember the idea. Okay. Just remember to tell me Monday. Okay. Go on with your thought.
All right. I reignited my romance for you, I suppose is the best way to put a bow on it. And on a daily basis, that was something that I was reminded. That was a huge thing that I was reminded that was a takeaway of this trip.
Yeah.
Is that I can do that every day. I just have to be intentional about it.
Yeah. And
it's a state of mind.
The good thing is I didn't have to die.
You did, right. And you didn't have to die.
Yeah. Okay. Do you
Monday.
Monday. Okay. So, side note, the reason that I told James to say Monday is because I always forget what I'm going to say. I think 2 podcasts ago,
it's hard.
I was trying to say stuff and I kept forgetting it. It was ticking me off. I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
But Monday, I think that we need to have scheduled entire days where we're not even near each other. For example, I go down.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, right.
I was worried about this idea, but this is great.
So I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Uh-huh.
What if I just stayed over there and just like worked at a Starbucks by myself and you were here? And then it's so funny. The whole goal is to like work from home and be together. And now we're like, yeah, let's go get a day job.
Yeah. Well, what makes that work is figuring out how to be apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then it makes being together stay special.
We sound like such freaking novice, like 16-year-old teens that love each other so much. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to be around you.
At least they're not the 16-year-olds that are like, I want to spend every single moment with you. And even when we're not together, I'm going to be texting you.
We were those kids though.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You texted back. You liked talking to me all the time.
I texted back because I couldn't figure out how to like not text back in my head.
If you guys didn't know.
Like, because I felt bad because I couldn't just not text you all day. So I had to like figure out how to make that work. It was very confusing. And then when we finally started spending a lot more time together we stopped texting, it was great. I was like, we can actually do this.
Oh my gosh. James used to text me all the time. I used to stay up late.
But you weren't like...
I wasn't like
you weren't clingy.
No, I was like...
You just liked to talk to me.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
So, what are you doing now?
I've had experiences through other family members with clingy people. Mm-hmm. And you were not one of those.
Well, thank you. I take great pride in my non-clinginess. I'm not clingy so hard that I can just leave for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But I like...
and thank you for like literally gave me like a good couple of days before we ever had a legitimate conversation.
I barely spoke to you.
You barely spoke to me. And I was like, thank you. God, this is great, Christina. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
I'm overwhelmed with gratefulness.
So when I was in Florida, both my mom and my dad's side live in Florida. My mom lives in another state, but this is just a long way to explain that. The first week I spent primarily with my grandmother. She turned 88. And my aunt was in town from Dubai, and it was so fun. And we had this big birthday thing. We had a barbecue. It was so fun. It's great. Bunch of Haitian music. Mm-hmm. I have to tell you what that one song means.
Oh, okay.
That song was funny.
Okay.
Let's just say old Haitian ladies know how to get down.
Oh, that sounds gross. And not in the young people way.
Anyway, so yeah, I spent that time with my family, with my mom's side of the family. And
which you loved.
I loved it so much, but there's like no downtime. Like if it's quiet in the house, my grandmother's like coming to you and like, let's talk about this. Have you eaten yet? She's tried to stuff so much food down my face, James.
You get that from your side of the family, the sort of like, there's no downtime. If there's downtime, let's fill it with something.
Yeah. So yeah, she tried to feed me so much. There was a point where I started turning down cake. Publix cake at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't need any more cake, Memo. Please, no more cake. No more cake. She's like
shoving it down.
Stop. I'm gonna get you fat for James. Anyway. And then
baby birth and hips.
I know, right? And then I went over to my dad's side, and I had a lot more time to talk. So James had like a solid week. Well, not week, but yeah, pretty much a solid week without me actually really saying anything to you, because like I would text you late at night. By that time, I'm ready to go to sleep.
Remind me the word listen.
Listen. Okay.
Listen.
Now I have to remember the word listen. All right, so listen to that
flight.
helicopter.
Whoa!
All right, good luck, guys.
Go save lives.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of air traffic around where we are at.
There are.
And James makes fun of me, but I swear sometimes the planes are really big. And I go, James, look how big that plane is.
Look how big it is. I'm like, it's a normal sized plane.
No, that's a big plane.
Like there's one that was not that big. It was a big plane, but it wasn't that big, but it had 4 engines. And so my first thought was like, it's creating the illusion that it's a really big plane. That
was a big plane.
I think it has a lot to do with the angle of the plane to us and how fast it appears to be moving to us.
Yeah.
That makes it look big.
Sometimes.
Because we don't have huge planes landing at this airport. No. They don't really get bigger than like I guess a 737 or something like that.
Yeah, but they could be some. Remember that one time in DC when we saw those really big planes, and I was like, let's just go on and go.
That was the first time I saw a 747 up close.
No, I don't think it was a 747 though.
And
I think they discontinued.
No, it was a 747.
Oh, excuse me.
Because it had the hump. The hump is how you know.
My humps.
And I got to watch it take off, and it was just like, it was so slow. It was like, you just felt the power. And then the A380, which is even bigger. A380? A320. I think it was the A320 or A380. I think the A380 is the biggest one, yeah. I think that's the biggest commercial plane in operation right now. And that one was bigger than the 747. You like look in the terminal and you like look up.
Yeah. It's pretty rowdy.
It's so big.
Double deckers.
Great, yeah, double decker.
Anyway, so listen.
Thank you. One of the biggest takeaways for me, and I don't even think I've spoken to you about this, was when I was speaking to you on the phone, there was something in me that wanted to just inquire more. I wanted to listen to you more. I wanted to, when you spoke, I wanted to ask you more questions. I wanted to not jump in with my thoughts so quick.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and I do that a lot, and I know it annoys the crap out of you.
It does, a lot.
And I wanted to just have sort of a calm listening presence, because that's something that I think I have within me, but I don't practice it enough.
Well, that's good.
I do it when I'm really focused in a conversation, but if I'm not, it's just kind of a casual conversation.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of energy to listen.
I think we both do the same thing, because the only time I really listen to you is when we're doing these podcasts. Like there are really sometimes when you're talking, and in my mind I'm going, no. In my mind, it's like, oh crap, I don't think I was listening. Okay, what was
he's gonna ask me a question,
and it's like that.
What do you think, Christina?
Yes. Oh my gosh, sorry, people who are listening on headphones. Oh yeah, well, these are very sensitive mics.
So when you were talking on the phone, you were sharing the stuff that you were, the experiences you were having, and instead of I get into this mode where you'll say that you're a thing, and then I'll go and then I'm like, the only thing I know to say now is something that pertains to me, and that's a problem. So let me figure out how to deal with this. Okay, I need to ask her more about that. So you would give me a synopsis of something, and I would say, oh, interesting. So was the water cold or something like that? Like I would dig into what you were saying.
The water was a little bit cold.
I feel like you really enjoyed that. I feel like I would say that to you and you would go, oh yeah, it was cold, or well,
because I'm just used to you talking about yourself all day.
Right. so I have certain things that I feel that are within me that I want to engage more and develop more. The only way you develop things is to practice. You are what you repeatedly do. And so I
practice makes permanent.
And yes, practice makes permanent too. So do it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But you getting away made me go, I don't want it just to be she says a thing and then I say a thing and then we're just kind of like it's a conversation. Yeah. We don't really engage with each other on a deeper level. I want to do this the right way now.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the takeaways from this whole thing was it's a lot of time to just think by yourself. And obviously we reflect on our relationship together, how we create together, and all of the things that we would normally talk to each other about. But we can't necessarily talk to each other at that point. So we just think about it, and it's self-reflection. Does that make sense?
Say again. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening closely enough.
Dang it. We're back to normal. We should put a painting right there. Like a piece of,
That's a good spot.
But the problem with that,
empty.
Yeah, but the problem with that is it's kind of off center.
Perhaps
with everything.
Some sort of
maybe like a mirror or something.
Animal skin.
This is exactly a tapestry.
Or a tapestry.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause from that. That was an example of how we never listened to each other.
How?
Because it's like, we're talking about stuff, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, a wall. We should put something on that wall. Anyway, it was fantastic.
I want like one of those polar bear rugs, but
Excuse me?
It's like, it's me. It's not the real me, but it's like a taxidermy me.
Dude, that's weird.
I'm like on the wall.
You're stupid.
Right behind us here.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah, that's weird.
We would really scare our friends. All of the friends that come over to this apartment.
We're lonely guys. Please come visit us. Any hoozles?
Now, this podcast is actually...
James, shut it. I've been trying to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodness.
I was trying to inject an actually valuable point, by the way. Well. But go ahead. You had a valuable point.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know. You haven't said it yet.
Case in point. I was just going to reiterate the things that I learned and the things that I was pushed to do. And
oh, okay, yeah.
Moving forward, maybe what I'll do differently. And I don't want this whole conversation, I don't want it to seem like, oh, people, you have to get away and go on a 2-week vacation somewhere. I'm very lucky that I have people that I could live with and that I just have to pay for a rental car and gas and like I'm good to go for a flight and everything's all peachy. But you can do that internally.
Our neighbor is like singing an opera right now.
I was trying to ignore her. Yeah, but
I always feel, I'm the opposite of you. Like I feel like I have to bring it up if they hear it because they're gonna be like, what's going on with the screaming?
Yeah, she's an angel, isn't she?
No, it's a horse, Christina. That's what we normally call it.
He's an angel. Anyway, so what was your thought? Go ahead.
In full disclosure, we have kids above and below us.
Yeah.
It's the only tough part about this apartment. I forget.
I think that we should just end it then. I don't think we have any more valuable thoughts.
I was just going to say that this podcast is I thought you were going to like hit the record turn off.
Recording.
This podcast was a little taste of
heaven,
of feeling that same feeling of you're a neat person and I like to talk to you and I like to, I'm excited about you and like I just want to touch your arm.
Please don't.
Okay. This was a little bit of that. So another thing that's important is we have to remember how to consistently feed that part of us without you going away to Florida. Because it's ridiculous that you have to go away to Florida to fix that. Yeah. That's not the goal.
That would be, okay, so when I went to Florida, it was not dysfunctional. And, it was just, I need a vacation. I'll go alone. I want to see my family, blah, blah, blah. But if that was the solution, we would start to get a little bit dysfunctional.
Well, no, it was the super version of a solution, I think. It was like, we're going to do this big undertaking to get us back on track.
Right, but that's not initially why I went to Florida.
I'm not saying it was.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that was a function.
You're always not saying something. Did you notice that?
That was the
last 2 days, if I could count how many times you've said, I'm not saying this. And in my mind, I'm going, then don't say it.
No, because you would say I'm saying something, so I'm saying I'm not saying that because it's important that you know that I'm not saying what you think I'm saying.
You're never saying what I think you're saying.
this was a really intense version. What's the word? This was a big, hard reset for us.
Yeah. And I think we should do it about once a year.
But we need little resets.
Agreed.
We need to go on dates and look each other in the eyes and talk about life and not just go down the normal rabbit holes. We need to be very intentional. Mm-hmm. And there are little ways to do that without you having to go to Florida. That's how you create a functional marriage.
Yeah, which is why we are going to go on a walk in a couple of minutes. We're going to just go on a walk around the block with Cooper. Maybe take the squeaky ball, do a little fetchy fetch. But I feel satiated with this podcast. Honestly, I want to respect the people's ears. We tried to make these episodes 1 hour, but I've gotten all the words out that I want to say. James is looking at the notes. And while he's looking at the notes, if you've made it this far, let me just talk to you real quick. Let's just have a one-on-one session, guys. James is not here. It's just me and you. We're together. We may not know each other. Some of you guys are in Germany, and I can't speak German. Guten Tag. Okay, I'm gonna turn your mic down. So, oh my gosh.
They know me.
Okay. So James is an absolute lunatic, but I wanted to talk to the people who are listening right now. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you.
Have we not been talking the whole time, or who have we been talking to?
Are you done?
We've only just begun.
So I want to just say that I appreciate you guys. Every single week that we post.
I too.
James.
I just said I too.
Yeah, just drink your water. I thought you were looking at notes. If you are not watching the video version of this, he is facing away from the mic, which is exactly what we needed. So I appreciate you guys. Every week that we upload an episode, honestly, I'm just blown away that people listen. And that's honestly so many people listen. That's kind of mind-blowing in and of itself. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys. And if we haven't connected yet on social, let's do that. I want to know the people who are listening. I see the analytics. I see where you're from. I see the city. I see the countries. I see all of the places. But I want to know who you are. So shoot me a message on Twitter and just tweet me and say, hey, I like the podcast, and I will be your homie. I will be so jazzed that you reached out. So my Twitter is linked in the show notes. James's Twitter is linked in the show notes as well. You can always leave a rate and review if you really want to go the extra mile and tell us what you like about the podcast, maybe what you want to hear more of. But that's a good platform for you just to give your thoughts and impressions. James, you can turn back around. You can come back now.
Did you know there's a corner over there?
There is. You're such a jerk. I just wanted to tell the people that I appreciated them without you distracting me, and you were distracting me. So that's why I sent you over there in the corner.
I do like that you have balls in this relationship.
2 of them. Cajones. Avocados. We have...
Avocado.
Never mind, I'm not going to go there. What were you going to say?
We have avocado sacks?
Yeah.
We have avocado sacks.
With 5 avocados.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a condition, is what that is.
Oh, my goodness.
That's it. I mean, you wrote down a note here that said your potential is greater than you can imagine.
Well,
so that's we'll just end on that because that's just motivational.
I know, but that was like a meh thought. If you notice in the note, I put in parentheses, meh.
No, but that's, that's what people say at the end of stuff. Right?
Well, yeah. My thought behind that really sappy, corny statement was along the lines of pushing yourself to the next level, and like you can actually do the thing. You can do hard things. I'm surprised whenever I get a video done in the time frame that I need to do it. And it reminds me that it's like, dude, just push yourself to the next level. You can do it. When you're competing, this is a fun one.
Okay.
I swam competitively, and I whenever we would go for like a big race, this is a good example. I sprained my ankle the day before like a state meet, which was so stupid. But my coach said, just get in the water and swim like nothing has happened. Your body can do it. If you don't think about the pain, then you will win. Spoiler alert, I won. But the point in that is just to trust your body, trust your mental, because you can do it, fam. You can do it.
It's all mental, and it's all enthusiasm and obsession. I've found. It's hunger.
Oh my gosh, when I was running, I was listening to music, and I was like, I felt like Gary Vee. I was like, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna edit, and I'm just gonna crush it. Endorphins. I'm crazy. Not saying Gary Vee is crazy.
I guess I shouldn't say it's all enthusiasm and all obsession, because that just doesn't make sense as a statement. So I'm gonna say that it is all mental, and it is made up of enthusiasm, hunger, obsession,
and grit,
and it is driven by pain sometimes. It's driven by discomfort. It's driven by frustration. It's driven by being in a place that you're sick of.
You gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired
of being sick and tired.
Dave Ramsey. This is gonna be a changing day in your life.
Dr. Phil.
Da 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 da.
Mixing them both together.
What's the?
Oh, what if they got on the same show? That'd be rowdy.
I've never seen them in the same room, so I'm not convinced.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. Dave Ramsey and Dr. Phil are the same person.
I see where you're going.
They look
They both have like those types of phrases.
Yeah.
I think they're both from Texas.
I don't think so.
Which produces those phrases for some reason.
I don't think so. I think Dave Ramsey's from Tennessee. But it starts with a T.
Tie a horse to a lamppost.
Then you're going to go in debt.
You're going to have a lamppost that's falling over.
All right. Hallelujah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This is going downhill. We're just going to say...
Your potential is greater than you imagine.
Stop. Don't say that. Okay, one Dave Ramsey phrase. Go.
Oh, God. Go out, kill it, and drag it home.
And then this is going to be a changing day in your life, guys. Go crush it. Stay curious, friends. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm back in action. I'm very tan. I'm back in action.
80s music.
Back in black.
With an asterisk.
Okay, we got to go.
Bye.
This is getting out of hand, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.